The doctor told me today I have terminal cancer. Now, he wanted me to do some chemotherapy, but I don't want that. I have had a fabulous life, the best one could ask for, and if it's over, then I want it to be over. I don't want to live years of pain and have that be my ending.
Scary, right? I didn't even know I looked like this. I screamed the first time I saw myself. I thought I was some sort of B-grade horror movie. 7 days ago I woke up in the hospital after a suicide attempt. And I can't remember anything. Apparently, I bought a $200,000 diamond necklace, put it on a dog, and then let the dog run away. Who gives a 17-year-old an unlimited credit card? I mean, I don't care how rich you are. That's still asking for trouble. But all that was all the old Casey. The one I can't remember. So I'm calling this, from here on out, this is the new Cass. So why am I telling you this? It's because I don't have anyone to talk to. My dad works all the time. My mom wants nothing to do with me. The closest thing I have to a real parent is the butler. So you're all I got. Pretty sad, huh? I lugged all my books up to the gym and discovered two things that are keeping me from turning old Casey's life around. One, she's really out of shape. I'm really out of shape. I got tired just from carrying all those books. Two, and all the text in the textbooks have been blacked out with a Sharpie. And that means I have to call the school to get more books. And of course I'll be in trouble for that. Because everyone blames old Casey. So I'm gonna guess that my GPA is around a 0 right now. And maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to barely pass if I get straight A's from now on. Which means I have to study every waking, and maybe a few not waking moments. So first I gotta contact my school. And to do that, I gotta figure out the name of my school. And to do that, I have to talk to someone. I can't talk to my dad because he's busy. I really don't want to talk to my butler because he's grumpy. I could talk to my mom. Maybe she'd see me if I dressed up as a tall bottle of bourbon. Questioning my mother was a complete waste of my time. Honestly, I could have gotten better answers if I had questioned the bottle of bourbon. I go down to her and I ask her the name of my school, and she says, Salisbury. So I tried to then ask her how many bottles of bourbon she had consumed by that point. But before I could, the butler gave me a nice old glare. Honestly, as much as my mother was a pain in the ass, I was glad to deal with her rather than him. But then my mom just completely ignores me. She's ashamed of talking to me, and since when is it a crime for a daughter to talk to her mother? Aren't moms supposed to be there for their daughters? Listen to them? I found out what happened to old Casey. And it's bad. It's really bad. I found articles in a local paper. Apparently, Casey was attacked by some football players on the bus. They raped her. Then no charges were filed because she said she lied. Who would lie about something like that? So I did a little research and found out that one of the fathers of the boys was my father's boss. And then a month later he got promoted to CEO. So the only thing I can take from this is that my dad forced her to take it back so he could get a promotion. The boys were 2 years older, so they did move up to high school, and she was left alone. When she went up to high school, they were still there. And so that's when she got these tattoos, and I think she did it to make herself so ugly that no one could touch her again. I was really starting to like my dad when he was around. Just got back from a meeting with the tattoo removal doctor. Didn't go well. He says it will be his most challenging tattoo removal ever. Did I want to hear that? No. No, I wanted him to say that he's done all sorts of these before, that he's removed tattoos off of faces 100 times, and that they've all been successes. But no, instead he told me that I could end up hideously scarred or blind. He didn't actually say hideously. But I know we were both thinking it. And then I learned that my father doesn't want to let the doctor put me under for the procedures. My whole face will be on fire, and my eyes will swell shut, and my lips will be so tender that I won't be able to talk. And I don't have to endure that just once. The doctor says I have to go under 8 to 20 procedures. And my dad says I can't be put under. I'm just trying to fix my prior mistakes. He shouldn't punish me for old Cassie's screw-ups. My dad explained why I can't have anesthesia. See, it turns out that when I got these tattoos, the artist put me under. Except he couldn't revive me. So he dumped me off at the gated entrance to my mother's estate, like I was unwanted garbage. Sure wish I could remember who he was, 'cause I'd like to make his life a living hell. Fortunately, Dad came home early for once, and he found me in an unconscious pile. He didn't realize that this black-faced ghoul was his daughter. He thought it was some druggie trying to break in and steal something. But he still called 911. It was only then that he noticed that this druggie had his daughter's shoes and bracelet. While checking the bracelet, he saw the scars on my wrists from prior suicide attempts. And that's when he knew it was old Casey. The doctor said if I had arrived at the hospital 10 minutes later, I would have been dead. I keep trying to build up a wall between my dad and me, knowing if he betrayed Casey, he'll do the same to me. But I like him. I've tried not to, but it's hard when he's so proud of how I'm turning my life around. He's letting me draw a line between old Casey and new me, and maybe I should let him draw a line in the sand too. First days of school never go well. Turns out, I have no friends. No one would even make eye contact with me. No one except for these jerks sitting on the steps, blocking my way into the school. One of them with his legs spread wide open, saying, "Come on, walk over me, babe." So I walked over to him, and I kicked him square in the nuts. I got 59 days of detention for that. But it was worth it. Because now he knows not to mess with me. When I finished my first day of detention, my dad and his surprisingly attractive security guy waited in the hall for me. At first I thought they had arrived because they were worried I was going back to being old Casey. However, my dad told me that someone had tipped him off, letting him know I was in danger. And he came to my rescue. And with the help of my math teacher, my dad, and Troy, the security guy, I got home safe and sound. My dad really came through for me today.